Today we've got an itinerary change to do with Hawaii on Princess, some updates for Carnival. I'm going to talk to you about some things to consider when we talk about different ships, even within one cruise line. And I'm going to give you a little bit of information on what tours are available right from the port there in Boston, since I was there yesterday morning, well, all day, but wanted to let you know what I saw firsthand. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Tuesday. It is September 19th of 2023. And first off, will you please subscribe to our channel? We would love to have you here with us, and we very much appreciate your support. Also, if you enjoy my updates, if you learn anything here, will you please give our video a thumbs up? That really does help us a lot, so thank you. Now, first of all, an update with Maui, Hawaii there, and cruise ships going there. Princess has a cruise on the Discovery Princess that is sailing to Hawaii March 16th of 2024. That cruise is going to skip the port of Maui and go ahead and have an overnight in Kona instead. So if you are on that cruise, you can go ahead and plan an overnight there in Kona. Really opens up how many things you can see, the different tours that you can do, and not worry about having to be back to the ship on time that first day. Now, I believe I talked about this a while ago, but people have been mentioning it again, so I just wanted to make sure that everyone knows about it, all right? Now, I have spoken with someone who knows an awful lot about the recovery efforts there in Maui, and they think that it might take up to a year or even years to be able to have cruise ships come back to that area of the island like they did before that horrific fire. Now, as far as I know, Norwegian is still, they missed a couple of calls there on the other side of the island where they call when they go to Maui and the island of Maui, and it sounds like they are back in full swing with being able to visit there again. So that's really good. I know that the people there really need the tourism to come because that's how they make a large portion of the revenue there. So wanted to bring you up to date on that. If any of you are booked on any other sailings and you hear of any other itinerary changes, please let us know, because I know sometimes we don't receive the emails we should receive. Another update for you. This last weekend, I let you know that Carnival was going to do an overhaul of their website. Just so you know, if you go to look at any of their cruises, look at a cruise you've already got booked, there are some glitches with that. It looks like some cruises cost more than they do. Some things are not coming up correctly when you want to look at it on their website. So give Carnival a minute there to get that all straightened out, and then look for what you want. Okay. And then also from Carnival, and I find this really exciting, Carnival is introducing a whole vegan menu. Now, there's a difference there between vegetarian and vegan, and it is really important, especially to people who are vegan. So Carnival has said that they are introducing this menu that will be available, and they are not using any animal products as they prepare this food. So this, I think, is a huge step forward for people that enjoy vegan food. I'm really excited to try the Carnival celebration there at the beginning of November, and I hope I will be able to get to see some of this, but I will let you know what's being offered. I hear Carnival has good food, and I'm really excited to give it a try. Now, let me tell you a little bit about cruise ships. And I know that a lot of you know this, and so stick with me because I need your input in the comments. You all bring so much to our group, so let me know what you've experienced and also anything that I'm forgetting. And anyway, someone had put a comment asking, saying there's a lot of talk about the different cruise ships. Are they really that different? I would say that when you look at a specific cruise line, a lot of things are very similar with the cruise experience across their whole cruise line. So whether it's a smaller ship or a larger ship, you're going to find a lot of similarities. I think that where the main difference lies is in the different offerings sometimes that are on board, as well as just the overall vibe sometimes when you think of how a smaller cruise ship is with fewer people on board compared to a larger cruise ship. It's a larger cruise ship, but often they have a lot more people on board, so that can affect the experience in a lot of the venues. So a few things that, since I am here on the Emerald Princess, and Princess also has larger ships like the Discovery Princess I was just talking to you about. A few of the differences that really stand out to me are the dining options. So when you have a larger ship, they have more dining options. They all have the main dining room, they all have the buffet. Most of them now have the international cafe and some different things, like those are standard across the board. But when you come to some of your specialty dining, and especially with this new casual dining that Princess has announced, that is where you're going to find some of the differences. When you're looking at this Princess's smaller ships, they don't have the Alfredos, or Gigi's as it is called for the same restaurant on some of the different big ships. They don't have that available. And so if you are looking for a certain experience, a certain dining experience on your cruise, I think it's really important to pay attention to which cruise ship you book. Another thing that I love about the smaller ships on Princess is the 2 separate pool areas. So when you are on the smaller ship, and I tried to point it out to you in my live as we were sailing away from Newport, there are 2 separate pool areas on their smaller ships. One of them, they have, it's nice, they have a bar there if you want to drink. They usually have music playing. Sometimes they don't, sometimes it's just quiet, but there's a pool right there and hot tubs. Then they have the other pool area that has movies under the stars. So usually, even in the daytime, they will show concerts there. Sometimes they will show movies there. There's always music playing that goes with that, all right? And in the evening, if you want to watch the movies under the stars, that's clearly where you go. But if you want a quieter area, if you don't want that big screen, it's really awesome that they have that other pool area there, and they're connected, like both sides of the ship. There's seating down along the windows on both sides, so it's easy to move between the 2 of them. And in between them there, for example, on the Emerald Princess, that's where you're going to find the sliced pizza that is included. You're going to find the ice cream place right there. So it's really, the pool deck is amazing on both kinds of ships. Just know that there's a little bit of difference. So those of you who love to cruise on the different cruise ships, put down below some of the things that you have noticed, some of the things that you really enjoy. Now, keep in mind also that Princess's ships that are the smaller ships, they aren't making those anymore. So those are their older ships. The Emerald Princess, I think, looks like she's in excellent condition. I've not seen anything that I think looks worn out, not repaired. Princess actually takes excellent care of their ships. So when I look at this ship, it doesn't look old to me. I just know that it is older than the newer ones, because the newer ones, they're just making those, the bigger ones. And then of course, as they introduce that Sun Princess next February of 2024, and then the Star Princess in August of 2025, that's the new thing. That's what they're going to be making from now on until they make another change. Now, one of the cruise lines that really stands out to me between the difference, I've been on Norwegian with their smaller ships and their larger ships, but on Celebrity, there's a huge difference to me because of the way that they do things in the center of the ship. On Celebrity smaller ships, which are also their older ships, they have what they call the Grand Plaza. They have that also in their bigger new ships, the Edge class, but in the smaller ships, it's just like a piazza area, kind of similar to what Princess has. There is bar close by, so that if you want to drink, you can have something. It's fun. They do dancing, music there in the evening, lots going on. But in the newer, the Edge class ships, that is a huge area that is a martini bar. And there's lots of seating around it so that you can still sit there. When I have been on those ships, the music is really loud, so it's not where I would really choose to carry on a very important conversation. It's just more of a nice place to sit, and then every once in a while they do their martini, they play the music, the lights go, the bartenders do all their fancy things, and yeah, so that is a little bit of a difference to me. It is always noisy. I don't know if the word's noisy, but there's always music going there. Sometimes in the middle of the day there's not, but usually when I have been there, there is music going. So it's just a little bit different vibe, not bad, just a little bit different. So thought I would put that out there, and I'm really counting on all of you to add a lot to that conversation, okay? Now, when I was in Boston yesterday, I was paying a lot of attention to what is offered right handy there when you get off the ship. Boston has their own cruise terminal there. If you're not aware, ships do sail from Boston. Cruises start in Boston, and so they have the whole setup there. You don't just get off the ship and walk on the cement over to some buses. It's actually a whole terminal building there, which is very well organized and really nice. So you get off the ship. They actually have you go through the you know, the gangways that they extend and you go up the ramps inside. So that was nice because it was pouring into the terminal building, and then you exit the terminal building to go do whatever you want. If you are wanting to catch an Uber, it is really easy. Right when you walk out the terminal door, that's where the buses are for the excursions. So if you're going to get a Uber, walk just directly across the street. That's the direction the cars are going to come from anyway to pick you up. When I ordered an Uber as I was getting off the ship, it was like 5 minutes. It was not a long ways away. The cruise terminal there is very close to the downtown area, which is very close to everything else right there. So it did not take a long time to get an Uber to come. One thing I am going to say, if you have not used Uber, you can't just order an Uber X and expect to get 6 people in the car. I saw people trying that, and it didn't work. And so make sure that whatever size of Uber you order is appropriate for the size of group that you have. Okay, and if you have a group large enough, order 2 Ubers. Okay, now just wanted to throw that out there, and you know what, you learn so much by doing things firsthand. If I had never booked an Uber before, I wouldn't be thinking about that. But since I have used Uber quite a bit, and because I saw just that it was hard for some things, just keep that in mind as you're ordering your Uber. Now, when you walk right out of the cruise terminal, though, a couple of things to keep in mind. Boston has different hop-on, hop-off buses. They don't have the traditional red ones that are called hop-on, hop-off. They have the Boston Trolley Tour, which I love that tour. I've done it lots of times, and that does come right there to the port. Now, you can book it through Princess and pay more, or you can just walk out and pay them and get on. So they had separate trolleys yesterday, and the ones that were booked through Princess had the little sign in the window, and then the ones that weren't were over just a few steps down from it. All right, I tried to video it, so I hope you can see it in my video. Now, when you were coming out of the terminal building, they had a really long line for people that had booked with Princess, and you had to stand in that long line to get checked off and be able to proceed to get on the bus. I think it's just easier to book it on your own. You save some money and you can walk out and be right there. So that was very, very handy. They were pulled right up there right when people were first getting off the ship, because I was right there getting off the ship. Now, the other tour that comes is the deck tours. They come through there as well to pick up. So if you want to do the deck tours, those are the ones that the buses are shaped like a boat with the wheels coming out, so that they do take you in the Charles River for part of your tour, which is kind of fun. I haven't done that yet. Our son said that he was going to do that with us because I've been wanting to do it, but then it turned out to be a day that it was pouring down, and we decided that I go there often enough, we'll do it another time. But anyway, I would highly recommend that tour. I have heard that it's wonderful. I see the buses go by all the time. There where they enter the Charles River, it's right where the bridge is, just down from the Longfellow Bridge. Anyway, they just drive right in. It's really fun. Now, there's another tour company, and they run tours, and it's called Ghosts and Gravestones. I'm not familiar with them, but there are a lot of cool cemeteries in the Boston area, so I think that would be a great tour. So look them up and see what you think. But anyway, they come there to pick up as well. So you have a lot of options there. Additionally, you can hire your own tour guide. There's lots of different options there on Viator or TripAdvisor. You could also, like I said, do an Uber. Boston, the walking area of the city there is really close in. You can do the whole Freedom Tour, Freedom Trail on your own. Do that. It's a walking tour that you can do. There's just an awful lot to see and do right in that area. And I did a video that talked about that a little bit more, so I'll have Gordon link that. But I had a splendid day yesterday in Boston. It did rain all day, but that's okay. And this is another really important thing to keep in mind, I would say. As you come to these places, the weather is always unpredictable when you book a cruise. We always hope that it will be beautiful places and beautiful days in the places that we go, so that we can have the chance to see them at their very best and have the luxury of seeing them without rain coming down. But you know, if your ship is somewhere, and even if you're just traveling on your own and you are somewhere and it's raining, I think that if you possibly can, you should get out and see it anyway. If yesterday was my only day to see Boston, I would have been out there in the pouring rain, seeing all the sights. And so I just want you to keep that in mind, and remember that always bring with you on a cruise a windbreaker or something with a hood to help keep the rain off you, and definitely an umbrella. I noticed some people, and I felt so bad, that were out waiting yesterday. By the time their car came, they were already soaked. And so my heart went out to them. So a friendly reminder, make sure that you bring those clothes with you and the umbrella, even if the forecast is beautiful weather. There's the pilot boat. It's raining. Just gonna pull up alongside. Straight ahead. It's hard to see. There's Boston. I am so excited. Looks like we're here with another ship today. See, mine is covered, and I'm on deck 11. And so right beneath me, Caribe deck 10 is got uncovered, and then under them, Dolphin is uncovered. See him up there on the bridge. There's the airport.
Oh, there's Logan, sir. You like that place?
So that ship right there is Norwegian, so we maybe are backing up by it.
All tours are outside except for hop on, hop off sold from Princess.
Thank you. See, look, there's your trolley tours. Ah, take a right when you come out. There's the trolley tours. Got lots. So if you've got any other questions about Boston, if you've got other questions about the Emerald Princess, put them in the comments and I will be delighted to answer them for you. I really look forward to talking to you all again. I appreciate you being here with me. I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.